From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Ticats Today here on the Ticats Audio Network. I'm Brayden Neville, very happy to be with you on this gorgeous May the 30th, 2023, and it was another exciting day of training camp at Ron Joyce Stadium, and it was a gorgeous day. Temperatures were in the low 20s all morning long, just the perfect temperature for football. Also, the perfect amount of sun for me to continue my already embarrassing farmer's tan, and I gotta say, it's getting ridiculous at this point, but still, we have an exciting show for you today. Enough about me. I'll be talking to quarterbacks Matt Shiltz, who had a career year last year in passing yards as well as passing touchdowns, and Taylor Powell, a newbie at camp, freshly signed just last week by the Ticats, and he got to see his first action on Saturday. We'll get to him in just a bit. Also, Tommy Condell was on the show, assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterbacks coach for your Hamilton Ticats. So we'll speak to those three in just a bit, but first, we have some very exciting news around Ticats Training Camp as O-lineman and fan favorite Chris Van Zeyl made his return to practice today, suiting up for the Ticats for the first time in this training camp. And you could tell, well, Chris, he was happy to be back in his 14th season now in the CFL. So absolutely just an awesome dude, a grizzled vet, and he still has a ton to give. So we spoke to him also about his anticipated return to the field. But first, as always, I caught up with Coach O to talk about training camp. All right, Coach, game on Friday. How important is it to just get that final game in for evaluations of maybe some of those players you want to get a closer look at?
Yeah, like we said, evaluation is always important. Definitely want to, if you can help it, you want to come out as healthy as possible. I think that's always the goals, but this is football. We're taking the field to get better and not stay the same. So, it'll be a very important day for a lot of people, and we'll see how it goes.
And Chris was back out there today. How was it getting him back on the field?
Yeah, well, he's likely a future Hall of Fame guy that's a champion, won lots of games, is a great individual, first of all. And anytime you can add that, just adding value to value. So words can't really express. It's how he makes people feel around him.
I'm talking to a few of the quarterbacks afterwards. Maybe just a little bit on what you can give me on Matt as a QB here for this team.
Like Matt, people have seen Matt. They know what Matt Shiltz can do and what he's about. He's like I say, what you hear is always going to be usually the same messaging. And first of all, he's an outstanding person, a consummate teammate. He wanted to be back here despite knowing that Bo was going to be the guy. He's a winner. He wants to do anything he can to win. So that's what I can say about Matt. And when it comes to Mr. Powell, he's what can you say? A guy that comes up here late, and in I don't know what it's been, 10 days, something like that. Thrown out there, played 3/4 of football basically, and did really well.
Thanks. That was Coach O, who spoke on having Chris Van Zeyl back to what is already looking like a stacked Ticats O-line. And I caught up with Chris following his practice today, and, well, you could tell he was genuinely happy to be back in what is now his 14th season in the CFL.
Oh, it was great to be out there with the guys. Be on the sideline, coming back from this, the surgeries and whatnot. It's a huge milestone for me. It's really cool to be back on the field. At the end of last season, I wasn't sure if I would be back on the field. So, it's great to be back out here, and looking forward to continuing to grow and get better, and eventually play.
This is your 14th camp. Is the excitement still as much as ever when you come out to a camp like this?
Oh, absolutely. This feels like home. As soon as I step on that field and I can start doing things with the guys, and it'll be nice when I can actually run plays and do things out there with them. But until then, this is the next step. So I'm going to continue to get better and continue to improve myself, and eventually play again.
How's it been getting to know maybe some of those new faces on the offensive line and on the offense as a whole?
Great. We have a star-studded cast, a lot of guys we brought in, and new linemen, receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. It's been great getting to know them all.
And maybe just for a nostalgia, you went to MAC, right? So how is it like playing in training camps on the McMaster field?
It's pretty cool. It's changed a lot I think it's 17 years since I was here, but I mean, there's a couple new reses and some new buildings and the fields, but yeah, it's really cool being back here. Special place.
That was Chris Van Zeyl, just a stand-up guy around the locker room. You know, even when he was injured, he's just such a positive presence around that team. You know the rest of the team is happy to have him out there. It's nice to see him with the pads on again, and it'll be fun to watch his return to the field in a game situation whenever that may be. As I mentioned before, I spoke to quarterbacks Matt Shiltz and Taylor Powell, but first, I spoke to the mind behind the offense, assistant coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterback coach Tommy Condell to get more insight on the quarterbacks backing up Bo this year and also that Chris Van Zeyl return. All right, so Coach, game on Friday against Montreal, how important are these preseason games just for getting those final evaluations in on guys?
I think they're very important, not only for the evaluation, but get these guys to play. And they got to get in shape as well. And the actual execution in the game atmosphere, the warm up, coming in and out of the second half, those things are important just to get in a rhythm to see it.
And Van Zeyl came back today. It was nice having him back out there on the field.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, we've been together for many years, and Chris is always a leader no matter if he's on or off the field, honestly. So, I mean, it's obviously a great thing to have him back, not just for having him out there to look at him, but getting himself in shape to be ready to play.
Having a veteran like Shiltz out there with Bo and Powell, what does he do for this team and bring to this roster?
Matt not only gives us depth, but he also gives us consistency. We have a great quarterback room. The quarterback room, and it's a special group, right? When they go in there, they're all there for each other and also helping each other. It's an environment that we would like to have it as a growth environment, meaning this. Everyone needs to learn from everyone's successes and also things that we have to learn from it, let it be a failure or a challenge that we have. You know what I'm saying? Did you get that? Did you get that?
And a new face on that quarterback, Powell. He had a good showing in his first game there against Toronto. What have you seen from him so far?
I think the biggest thing for him is nothing was too big. I mean, he came in here 10 days or what it was, just over a week. He had to play right away, and he did a great job. He was able to find some receivers there and be open, and it wasn't too big for him. Obviously, there's going to be improvement. Game situations, the CFL game is much different. It's the same, but it's very, very different from down south. And I thought he did a great job just managing it in and out of the huddle, getting the plays in and out, getting the personnel in and out. The time counts be able to get that and have no time counts, I should say. So I was very, very pleased with him.
And one thing Bo mentioned the other day at his press conference is that you give a little more freedom maybe to the quarterbacks. Has that always just kind of been a part of your philosophy?
I think that's with all play. This is a player's game. And what we mean by that freedom is to be able to understand the why and the intent of plays, and then to be able to discuss them in such a way that we're always open, right, for these things. Because every quarterback's different, every team's different, every player's different. And to look at their skill set and to manage that is the most important thing as a coach. To try to fix, put everyone in Bo's, hey, Bo plays this way. Well, guess what? Matt doesn't play that way, and Taylor doesn't play that way. So we got to mold it to that. And that's that freedom that we talk about and the understanding of the give and take relationship that we need to have.
That was assistant coach Tommy Condell. Always great to pick his brain about a few players. And he's just the kind of coach that players love to play for. He's a real players coach. Now, Tommy mentioned Matt Shiltz, who enters his 6th season in the CFL, second with the Ticats. And, well, he's coming off a career year last year. He had 85 completions, he had 935 passing yards, and he had 4 touchdown passes. He was a key addition to the Ticats last year after spending 4 seasons in Montreal. And Matt, well, he was a guy the Ticats relied on a lot last year when Dane Evans was out or when he had to come in for Dane. So Matthew Shiltz, he will be excited to get in those first reps of the season. He didn't play on Saturday against the Argonauts. We're looking to see him out there against the Alouettes on Friday, and he spoke with me today following practice just about that upcoming game and what's been going on so far with him in training camp.
I was just trying to do whatever I could just from the sideline, helping Taylor out, and it's always great being back in the donut box, but looking forward to actually getting some time there during the regular season. So it was great.
Now, Taylor mentioned you and Bo have kind of been like a nice veteran presence for him, teaching him the ropes. What have you kind of been showing him out there?
Oh, just everything. It's a big adjustment, coming up from the American game and, 11-man football, and you got the waggle, the motion, and you're in a new country and you got to assimilate into, a new team culture, new country culture. So I'm just kind of showing them the ropes, just trying to do whatever whatever we can to make it easy on them and make them feel comfortable and welcome in the quarterback room, because once we're all clicking on the same page, it definitely helps the entire team. So
now it's nice having 2 veteran QBs on the team. So now Bo joins the team. How's it been just getting used to him and being around him more?
Yeah, it's been great. He's been super welcoming. We were able to talk during the off season, talk about plays that we like, how we see the fields, how we see certain plays. And it's been awesome. We haven't kind of missed a step even here during training camp and kind of picking up where we were talking in the off season. So he's been great. I've been learning from him too. And, certain things that I've seen through my career that might be a little bit different and also similar. So it's been great just trying to adjust to it and trying to see what I can add into my game.
So you're playing against Montreal on Friday. Is it always fun playing against the old team? Is it always more exciting?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I enjoyed my time there, but I couldn't be more happy being here and being in Hamilton. It's just a great team, great organization from top to bottom, and the way they treat their players is second to none. So, but there's definitely always a little bit extra going against Montreal.
Tommy Condell, he's a great guy. He's always an exciting personality. How is it playing under his offense?
Oh, it's great. Tommy's one of the smartest offensive minds that I've been around, and I'm sure our relationship is going to last a lot longer than this time in the CFL. Just to have a mentor like that in the quarterback room, as well as a coach and just a friend as a person. He's a great guy, and I'm learning so much from him. Even last year, now even more this year, getting able to build off what we kind of established from last year. It's been magnificent.
In a training camp, do you kind of set like a goal for yourself going into a training camp, like something you want to see from yourself throughout camp? And do you do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always important to set goals. But also know that football is the ultimate team game. So you can have your individual goals, whether it's in camp or whether it's in a game, but it's definitely important to be able to do what you can, your piece of the puzzle to fit in for the entire team and kind of keep everyone moving forward in the right direction.
That was Matthew Shiltz from training camp today. And I go now from a veteran of the league to a guy who, played his first ever CFL snaps on Saturday. And he had an impressive debut, going 20 for 26 against the Argos, and that's Taylor Powell. Now, Powell, he played for Eastern Michigan last year and chose to make the jump up north to Hamilton and join the Hamilton Ticats in his first pro season. And he didn't lie to me. He didn't know much about Canada and maybe still doesn't, but he's adjusting and he's been enjoying his time learning from veterans like Bo and Matthew. And I chatted with him today following training camp. All right, so you got that first taste of CFL action on Saturday. How did it feel to go out there and play the Canadian game for the first time?
It is good. I got here like 10 days ago or something. Now 11, but it was a lot of fun. Just get out there and keep playing ball. I loved it. I love this game. I love this organization, how they've treated me and just accepted me. And what Bo and Matt were telling me is just kind of go out there and be aggressive and try to find what throws you can make in a live setting in a preseason game. So I was trying to be kind of aggressive and just playing ball out there, and I was excited and pleased how I played. So
how was it having those two guys, two veterans around that have been around the league a long time, just to maybe show you the ropes of the CFL?
They're probably the two of the best veteran quarterbacks I've been around, like mentoring wise. They've both played a lot. Both are great people, most importantly, and they've taught me a lot just about the ins and outs, how to get certain progressions and hots, and it's a different game, but they helped me with coverages and all sorts of stuff. So I'm definitely grateful for them.
How has the adjustment period been like? Has it been a difficult adjustment? Maybe just it's a different game, obviously, but is there anything that's really stuck out to you that's been kind of tougher to adjust to, or has it been pretty easy?
Sometimes it can be difficult to adjust to, but a lot of the concepts are the same. Just sometimes getting used to the motion. Like my first week here, I was like, all right, I'm kind of getting this down, and kind of towards the end of the week before the game, I was like, all right, I feel pretty good about this. So.
And how did the decision come about for you to come to Hamilton? How did that all work out?
Well, I got cut by Panthers, and then I landed back home, and then my agent called me. He's like, hey, Hamilton's interested in you. I was like, heck yeah, let's go. And then they said, hey, you got a flight tomorrow.
So what did you know beforehand about so is this your first, have you been to Canada
Never.
before? No, never. So this is your first kind of taste of, how's it been your first experience here in Canada?
It's been good. I loved it. It's the thing that helps a lot is the people. People have been super kind, and we got a great QB room and a great team, and Coach O has been really, really good, and I think Coach Tommy is one of the best quarterback coaches I've had. So
Now, Bo mentioned that Coach Tommy kind of gives you guys a little more freedom, maybe. Just talk a little bit about that. Have you noticed he maybe gives you a little more freedom when you're out there?
gives Bo freedom for sure. Like I haven't earned anything.
Yeah.
Compared to Bo's career, but he definitely allows you to just play free, play aggressive, because his offense just allows you to do that and gets the ball to the playmakers. So
yeah. Okay, and so have you ever been to Montreal?
No.
So your first road game, Are you excited to maybe experience a little more?
I don't even know where it's at on the map.
Okay.
So
big thank you to Taylor Powell for taking some time to speak with me today. Also, a big thanks to Matt Shiltz, Chris Van Zeyl, Coach Tommy Condell, and of course, Coach O for taking the time to talk to me. The Ticats, well, they're back in action this Friday. That's right. It is the second and final preseason game. That goes down 7:30 Friday in Montreal. Don't worry if you can't make that long trip to Quebec. You can check it out on CFL Preseason Live. All you have to do is go to cfl.ca/preseason live. You make yourself an account with your email. It's that easy. You sign in and you can check out all that fun preseason action as we get ready for the upcoming season. That's all the time for me today. Thank you for listening to Ticats Today, and we'll see you next time on the Ticats Audio Network.